Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala barakatuh. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Alhamdulillah. We are discussing on our growth coach model, and I've explained to you we are at the will and way forward of GROWTH. I remember goal setting, reality check, obstacles and options, and then way forward and will. And I have explained how the nature of will is related to our free will to act on, whether towards success or failure, and how we as a human being today are being driven through greed, through the mass media, through the very hedonistic way of life. We are living on the level of the animal and the physical plane only, and we are not transcending beyond towards a higher level of human realization, awareness, as well as success. That means a holistic success of an integrated thought that I've explained to you earlier on. So how are we going to understand this vis-a-vis what is the nature of free will and shaping the direction of our life? Each and every one of us has been endowed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to have free will. That's why we are this Khalifa of Allah. As a Khalifa of Allah, this amanah, this trust was given to the mountain, and the mountain could not take it. That's why Allah tells us in Al-Quran, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, لَوْ أَنزَلْنَا هَذَا الْقُرْآنَ عَلَى جَبَلٍ لَرَأَيْتَهُ خَاشِعًا مُتَصَدِّعًا مِنْ خَشْيَةِ اللَّهِ. So if this message of the Quran is given to the mountain will cleave asunder, and it cannot carry the weight of this truth. But we human beings are given free will, and we are given what? We are given asma'u kulluhu. We are given the knowledge of everything to live in this world. That means we can understand the knowledge of quantum physics, cosmology, cellular function, physics, chemistry, crystallization, robotics, artificial intelligence, and all those things are the potentiality of human expression. Out of what? Out of free will. So that free will have to be shaped in a way that is positive, that brings us to success in this world and the hereafter, or negative. Alright? So each and every one of us have the free will of shaping the direction of our life. That means as a Muslim, as within the framework Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah, as I've explained to you, there are two types of category of philosophers or people in the past. 1,000 years ago, they have been discussing this nature of free will. There has one group, the Jabriya. They say that we have no free will. We are just a robot. We have no free will. So we are just there is no consequences of anything, because we are just created just like a dog or a cat, or so. We have no free will. So the Jabriya is having that idea. The other one is that the Qadriya. They say we have absolute free will, like God. We can do anything and everything. So those two extremes are there. But within the framework of the tenets of Islam and Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah, our framework of our free will is based on the gift of Allah of this free will, as He created us as His Khalifa on this earth. When we have our covenant with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the realm of Alastu Birabbikum, and then our covenant with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the realm in which Allah created Prophet Adam and Eve, and He gave us this understanding of having the nature of intellect, active intellect, of understanding and making decisions. So that decision making process is called free will. The free will, or the will to way forward in our life. So assuming that we have these possibilities in life, we can start our life at zero. That means or we can start our life at a negative. Some people start their life negative. How they start at negative? That means that they maybe have childhood trauma. That means they are born to a family in which the father is a drunkard and always beat him or her up. So they are negative. Some people have positive. They live in a family that is very rich and very loving, very caring. So they have an advantage. Some people start at a disadvantage. Some people start at an advantage. Some people start at zero, neither advantage or disadvantage. But how we shape the direction of our life is dependent on our free will. So for example, for Mr. A, we just take Mr. A for example. He comes from a Mr. A comes from a very loving family, and he was going through school and so on, so he was having his success. He has some problem, but he has success. But then when he's in the university, he was introduced to drug, all right, free sex, drugs, and so on. So he become a drug addict. He's on cocaine. So he begin to drop out of university, and then he begin to become so from a positive life he become a negative person, and this negative person is always asking for drugs. So he took more drugs, all right, and then some counselor, the parents want to counsel him, so give him an opportunity. So he went up a bit, he moves towards the positivity, but then he was so much addicted to this drug, he could not shake it out, even though the therapy was given and so on. So he continued coming down, and then end up he died in a mental hospital. So mental hospital. So this man has all the advantages in life to have positive life and success. That means this is the positive, this is success. Success in life and the hereafter. For Muslims, we have both success in life as well as in the realm of the hereafter. And then this is failure. So that person, Mr. A, life chart is like that. He goes through life, and then finally he failed and died in a mental hospital because of drug overdose and so on, whatever it is. So it is his direction in life is based on what? He's shaping the direction of his life towards negativity. So each and every one, at every moment of his life, he's exercising his free will. Free will to go and have an education, free will to enjoy and then try drugs, free will then to have some sort of nasiha, and then free will. All this is the shaping process acting on free will. So the free will that Allah has given us has caused him to be failure. So this is within qada and qadar, because Allah has given him that opportunity. He's exercising his free will, the limited free will, to affect his life. So within the framework of Ahli Sunnah wal Jama'ah, you can change your qada and qadar if you act on to change. So the qada and qadar is only the foreknowledge of Allah within beyond the realm of space, time, and so on. Now that is a different story, but within our teaching we have this free will to act on ourselves, to act on our family, to act on our society and our world. But we don't have, example, can we have the free will to change what is happening in, say, in another galaxy? We don't have. That absolute free will belongs to Allah. If He wants to destroy, for example, one galaxy 10 billion light years away, it's the will of Allah. But we cannot say, oh, I want to destroy it. We don't have that capability. So we have limited free will. So we also cannot work on the free will in the sense that we want to change things. But some free will can consist of at least 4 levels, but I'm going to give you only say at the individual level first, then I will explain to you the next level in the next video. Alright, so we have Mr. B. This is Mr. B or Miss B. Alright, she started with a very abusive parent who are drunkard, and she was beaten as a child, but her mother was loving, so her mother sent her to school. So she started from here, she went to school. All right, then she had a trauma, she went down, all right, and then she have counseling. The life coach from the local mosque, the mother sent her there, all right, and give her help, and then become her mentor. So you be a life coach, you see situation like this. So at the age of 12, she has a mentor. Her mentor could be Mrs. Salma. Mrs. Salma mentored her, guided her. And then she came up, she finished her primary school, finished her secondary school. Then she went into depression, yes. Because of her past trauma, she goes down. Alright, but Mrs. Salma was on her, helping her, and then she went through life, and finally she got married, and she became a successful doctor. So you can see her success in life for Miss B, even though she comes from a very disadvantaged family, at every point in her life, she was expressing, shaping her free will, the direction of her life to bring her towards goodness of this world and the hereafter. So these balanced holistic thoughts must be at the level of the spiritual, emotional, mental and physical. The other model I explained to you. For those people who are talking about success in this world only, for example in career or having success in business and so on, there's same pathways, but only thing they have only the material plane. They don't have the spiritual plane. So shaping takes place at this level. So each and every one of us, when we do this within our capacity as a human being, first we have to shape ourselves. All right, so the first level is self, the second level is family, okay, the third level is society, and the fourth level is the world. Okay, so I will explain to you how the interaction between the self, family, society and the world, inshallah, in the next video. But remember, when you can use this graph and use this as a life coach tool. You ask somebody who could be Mr. Z or Miss Y, whatever it is, and then track their life up to that point, and then how they are going to take action through the exercise of free will to achieve their success in life as a human being, receiving the grace, the mercy, the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, knowing their purpose and meaning in life as the sincere servant and the Caliph of Allah. Alright, always striving to make themselves good, helping others to be good and making the world good. So I hope you become life coach, help others to be good and make this world good for all humanity, especially for the ummah, and help us achieve excellence in this world and the hereafter, inshallah.